Hola and welcome to ProSpanish. We're going to dive straight in so that you can see for yourself just how quickly you can learn Spanish. And if you're one of our more advanced subscribers, you may want to go straight to the time frame that comes up on the screen now, or you can stick with us for the extra practice. Okay, we're just going to start off with 4 basic words. It doesn't matter if it's the first time you've seen them or whether you've seen them before. It's our starting point. So we'll have grande. Grande is big, and its opposite is pequeño. Pequeño. So grande and pequeño, big and small. And then we'll have caro. Caro is expensive. It might help you to remember an expensive car. Caro, caro. And the opposite is barato. Barato is cheap. So we have caro, barato, expensive, cheap. And if these words are completely new to you because you're a complete beginner, then you don't need to make any attempt to try to remember them. Just go with the flow of the lesson and you'll know them by the end. Okay, so we've got grande, pequeño, caro, and barato. Okay, and let's add a couple of things in at the beginning. So, nice easy one to begin with. Es. Es just means it's. Es. It's. And then we'll have busco algo. Busco algo. Busco algo is I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something. Busco algo. So, busco means I'm looking for. Just one word to say all that. Busco, I'm looking for. So, what's the word for something? Algo. Algo. How would you say, swapping all this around a little bit, how would you say it's something? What would that be? It's something. Es algo. Es algo. It's something. But for the moment, we'll stick with es and busco algo. Okay, let's see what we can do so far with this. What does it mean if I said es caro? What does that mean? Es caro. It's expensive. It's expensive. And what would it mean if I said busco algo barato? Busco algo barato. What's that mean? I'm looking for something cheap. Busco algo barato. Okay, let's add in something to the middle here. We're going to start with más. Más is just more. So if I said más grande, what does that mean? Más grande. More big, but we would say bigger. How about más caro? What does that mean? Más caro. More expensive. More expensive. So that's más. Demasiado. Demasiado is too, as in too expensive, too small. What would it mean if I said demasiado grande? Demasiado grande. What would that be? Too big. Too big. And finally, in this part, no tan. No tan. Tan means so. So. And no tan is not so. As in, not so big, not so small. No tan pequeño. Not so small. No tan pequeño. Okay, now for this next phase of the lesson, just listen and follow across the table and try to think to yourself, what is being said? This is part of the lesson where we get familiar with the vocabulary and the language. And remember, this is our starting point, our first step. We'll go on to greater things after this. Okay, so listen to these phrases then. Es demasiado pequeño. Es demasiado pequeño. It's too small. Es más barato. Es más barato. It's cheaper. Busco algo más pequeño. Busco algo más pequeño. I'm looking for something more small. I'm looking for something smaller. Busco algo no tan caro. Busco algo no tan caro. I'm looking for something not so expensive. Busco algo no tan grande. Busco algo no tan grande. I'm looking for something not so big. Es demasiado caro. Es demasiado caro. It's too expensive. Okay, let's see what you can do the other way round. You have the table there for support. If possible, try to look away when you can, so you start to test your memory a little bit, but it's fine to use it for support at this stage as well. Okay, so how would you say it's more expensive? And again, if you're new to ProSpanish, it's important that you work through the answer in your head or saying it out loud before you hear it on the video. So if necessary, then pause the video, have a think, and then restart it. So how would you say it's more expensive? Es más caro. Es más caro. How about I'm looking for something? Actually, just try that. If you look away from the grid now, how do we say, can you see if you can remember, I'm looking for something? 2 words. Busco algo. Busco algo. Okay, so let's try. I'm looking for something cheaper or more cheap. I'm looking for something more cheap. What would that be? Busco algo más barato. Busco algo más barato. How would we say, I'm looking for something not so big? Busco algo no tan grande. Busco algo no tan grande. How about it's too small? Es demasiado pequeño. Es demasiado pequeño. How would you say, I'm looking for something bigger? Busco algo más grande. Busco algo más grande. And we'll just take a quick pause there while I mention our very popular Levels 1 to 6 course. This takes the complete beginner or a near beginner right up to a conversational level of Spanish in a series of very easy to follow steps. All the lessons on this YouTube channel are supplementary, whereas the core Levels 1 to 6 is very much a step-by-step program delivered by the same teacher as all the other videos on the ProSpanish YouTube channel. And while the style is very similar to what you'll be used to from these videos on the channel, the key difference is that every lesson carefully builds on the previous lessons so that you can really feel that progress of going from very little or no Spanish up to a level where you can confidently hold a conversation in Spanish. So again, that's available exclusively from prospanish.co.uk. If we want to say a car in Spanish, it's un coche, un coche. In Latin American Spanish, they often use un auto. So un coche or un auto, a car. And if we want to say a big car, in Spanish we say a car big. So un coche grande or un auto grande. And the same would apply if we want to say a cheap car. It's a car cheap. An expensive car, a car expensive. So how would you say a small car? Un coche pequeño. Un coche pequeño. How would you say, I'm looking for a small car? Busco un coche pequeño. Busco un coche pequeño. How would you say, I'm looking for a cheap car? Busco un coche barato. O busco un auto barato. Busco un auto barato. How would you say, it's an expensive car? Es un coche caro. O es un auto caro. Es un auto caro. So you should have now a sense of just how quickly you can learn Spanish with this approach. And before we go on to the more advanced part of the lesson, a quick reminder again, the ProSpanish Levels 1 to 6 course is available exclusively from prospanish.co.uk. Bien, entonces la parte más avanzada. Vamos a empezar con un poco de vocabulario muy básico. La verdad, the truth. Hoy, today. Ayer, yesterday. Hoy, ayer. Algo, something. Nada, nothing. En casa, at home. Un regalo, a present or a gift. Ahora voy a introducir unos verbos también bastante básicos. Dije, I said or I told. Vi, I saw. Di, I gave. Encontré, I found. Mandé, I sent. Ahora la parte más importante, más interesante de la clase. Le, him or her. Lo, him. La, her. Y ahora la cuestión es cuál hay que usar. Porque vemos que tenemos le es him y her. Y lo también es him. Y la también es her. En términos de gramática, le es el pronombre indirecto. The indirect pronoun. Lo y la directo. Pero realmente, ¿qué significa esto en cuanto al uso correcto? Bien, le se usa cuando hay him, her y algo más. Un ejemplo. I gave him something. Cuando hay ese algo, ese something, entonces tiene que ser le para decir him o her. Si no hay nada más, si no hay otra cosa, si no hay un algo, if there isn't a something, entonces para him, her, tiene que ser lo o la. Por ejemplo, I looked at her. No es I looked at her something. No hay otra cosa entre medio. Solo hay her. Entonces no podemos usar le. No es indirecto. Es directo. La miré. I looked at her. Otro ejemplo. I sent him some money. I sent him some money. En este caso, el him es le. Porque le mandé algo. Le mandé dinero. Entonces, repito. Cuando se trata de him o her y algo más, giving him something, sending him something, telling him something, saying something to him, to her, entonces es le para decir him o her. Y ahora un resumen en inglés. So to decide whether you need to use le for him or her, or lo or la, we use le when there is something else being passed to the him or her. So you're always looking out for, is there a something else? Is there an algo? Is there a something there? So to give him something, to send him something, to tell him something. All of these mean that the him or her is an indirect pronoun, so we need le. And there are lots of verbs where we don't have this extra something being passed to the him or her. I saw him. We don't say I saw him something. It's just I saw him. There's nothing else there. So that's direct, which means it would be lo vi. Bien, ahora vamos a practicar un poco. ¿Cómo sería I saw him yesterday? Lo vi ayer. Lo vi ayer. ¿Cómo sería I found her at home? La encontré en casa. La encontré en casa. I told him, or I said to him, I told him the truth. Le dije la verdad. Le dije la verdad. I told him something. Por eso es indirecto. Por eso es le. Porque hay algo. There's a something. It's the truth. I didn't tell her anything, or I didn't say anything to her. Y hay que recordar que en español, en castellano, se usa el doble negativo. Entonces es I didn't tell her nothing. No le dije nada. No le dije nada. ¿Cómo sería? I sent her a present. Le mandé un regalo. Le mandé un regalo. Y otra vez hay un algo que es un regalo. Entonces, le, indirecto. ¿Cómo sería? I gave him a present. Le di un regalo. Le di un regalo. I found him yesterday. Lo encontré ayer. Lo encontré ayer. Ahora vamos a convertir estos pronombres en plurales. Entonces, them. Les es them, para chicas o chicos. Los, them, masculino. Las, them, femenino. ¿Cómo sería? I told them something. Les dije la verdad. Les dije la verdad. ¿Cómo sería? I found them at home. Y son chicos. Los encontré en casa. Los encontré en casa. I gave them a present. Y son dos hermanas, son dos chicas. Les di un regalo. Les di un regalo. Y no importa que sean chicos o chicas, porque les es para chicos y para chicas. ¿Cómo sería? I saw them yesterday. Y son dos amigas, two friends who are girls. Las vi ayer. Las vi ayer. Y eso concluye esta clase. And as mentioned earlier, if you're looking to become a confident and a confident speaker of Spanish, then head over to prospanish.co.uk.